Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It is Talkamania. Jaden, give me the signal to hit mute on my thing. I rely on you, buddy. But we are here. This is how things go when we're live, but we're going to have a lot of fun. I am your co-host, Dez, here with the boozerweight himself, J-Bomb. Give it a little shout, a little
we're
wave,
getting a shout
a little
out this
hello.
time? Okay, cool. What's up, man? Yeah, turn on your goddamn microphone. That
You
is
give
amazing.
me the signal usually, and you know what it usually is usually there's something in the song we kind of the heads up to do it. So when we do like our pay-per-views, there'll be a sound bite that I will put into the theme song, and that's always my cue. And without it, I kind of rely on you. And I'm sorry, man. I'm lost without you. That's all I can say.
I'm the one who fucks up the cue when you introduce me. This time, if you're watching live, you just see Des talking empty words, empty fucking words, man.
Well, you know what? Most listeners probably think most of my words are empty anyway. So what's the difference? But we are here. It is our post NXT live. Well, it's our weekly episodic adventure, but we're kicking it live after NXT. We just watched the show this week. A lot of cool things going on. You know, it's going to be exciting heading into next week. Lots of buildings going against AEW next week with their big debut. It's going to be it's going to be hard to decide what to watch.
You sent me over the notes today. I'm taking a look at it, and I couldn't figure out how to jam it into different topics. Just literally everything is happening, man. Everything is happening.
I know, and I'm cutting out stuff like, okay, well, the New Day fought the B team. Who cares about that? You know, Elias was there, sure, whatever. But like, yeah, there's so much to go over. So I think it's kind of cool. The recipe we could have now. Look, we got NXT going on and AEW, so we can cover NXT, AEW, and the WWE all in one night. So we're gonna do our best to probably pick the best topics. You know, going forward, if there's anything you guys want us to talk about specifically before Wednesday nights, give us a shout out. Let us know what you want us to talk about, or if you want to get our opinion on things. Otherwise, we're just going to kind of take the hot topics and things that we want to talk about because we're selfish like that. And that's just the way it's going to roll, guys. So how's it going with you, J-Bomb? I saw you were at Oktoberfest this past weekend. Tell us all about it. Did you eat lots of sausage?
I had one sausage, but my buddy, he won the sausage eating contest. Yeah, he won.
Did he actually win?
He killed it. He won $100
Nice.
at bingo. Okay, and he won like a medal and this shit. Well, he took his wife to bingo today. Yeah, I know, it's bingo. He won $1,000. I know. Fucking horseshoe
Typical
Mike,
him.
man.
Yeah, for sure. Good. I know. Yeah, for sure. Oh,
yeah,
you know what though? Cool.
No,
good for him.
yeah, he had to eat,
a lot of wieners for that, man. So.
But it was a good time. Honestly, I'm too old for that shit, man. And I've decided the Boozerweight's going to hang it up for the month of October. Actually, I haven't had a beer since. So from last Saturday until Halloween, I'm going to go drink free.
Oh man, I've been thinking about doing that lately because I've been feeling like shit. I'm getting older, and you know, sometimes I feel a wear and tear, and like I'm in okay shape. I eat okay, but I like to drink the beer, and I think maybe that's what's doing it. But you know, we'll see. I don't know if I can do all of October, but you know, you're making me kind of think maybe I'll try
shit,
something too.
Not
maybe.
gonna lie, but I was enjoying a bevy, and then a phone call rang, and it was my doctor, and he literally is like, "Hey, don't freak out. This is your doctor. We got the results of all of your crap." And usually you go back in 2 weeks and he walks you through the results. But I guess it was so bad that he had to call me. And he's just like, what did you do before you came? Because your liver reading is super fucked. And I was like, oh, okay. And it's been 2 or 3 years now he's been telling me that. So honestly, ever since that phone call, I've kind of been like, maybe I should just take it easy.
I'm telling you, it's one thing if you go the whole 2 weeks, you show up at his office, you're like, listen, you know, it's been 2 weeks, we looked at your results, start working on it.
Yeah.
But if the guy's calling you up direct on your phone, that's
honestly, when he called me, he was like, hi, it's
That's
Dr. K calling from, I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. Like, no, he never calls.
Call
I've gone for 5 years,
so,
he's never called.
He
usually gives me shit when I go back in. And he always says like, because I'm a binge drinker. I don't drink every day, but when I do drink, I make up for it. And it's way worse.
I think that's worse though, because I drink almost every day, but it's only like 1, 2, 3 beers max. I don't get wasted, but my results were good. I was going in there thinking, shit, my liver's going to have some issue or something. I'll have to calm down a little bit. Only thing I got was, you know, watch your cholesterol. It's getting a bit high. which I feel is the standard when we get older. They tell
no,
us
my
all that.
cholesterol's
No,
good.
do you get that too? Your cholesterol's good.
My liver is gonna kill me though.
I was eating a lot of crappier last year, and my wife basically makes sure that I eat good, and I don't eat too crappy, but the drinking, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But we're getting older, and this is just a reality check, guys, and we'll see. We'll see Jay's journey if he can make it through October, and if he doesn't, maybe Dr. K's gonna call him and tell him
Maybe
he's
we
got
should have
terminal
Dr.
liver
K
disease.
come on
I don't know.
On the podcast. He's literally my doctor and Dez's doctor, which is so fucking funny.
Yeah. He loves me too. I go in there and I'm always making him laugh because I think he sees all these boring people all day, and I go in there and I hadn't gone to a doctor in years. It was my first family doctor, and he hooked me up. So when I went in there, I was like, I think I have this, I think I have that, this, that. And he must have thought I was a hypochondriac. But it was funny, man.
He
good
gives
guy
me
though.
shit every time,
cool,
man.
Yeah. So
every time I go in there, he gives me shit.
Yeah, well, maybe a reason.
And the worst
maybe
part is
not
my wife
to the
also
doctor.
goes, and because we live so far from the hospital, from the doctor's office, we do go in together, and she sits in there while he gives me shit. And then when I drive home in the car, I'm getting shit from her. But I'm like, yo, we do the exact same thing. So I have an idea that I just have a shoddy liver. So I'm
Oh my
it.
God, are you kidding me? Oh my God, are you kidding me? If we could measure the amount of alcohol you drank versus Melissa, oh my God, it would be. Come on, man. You're grasping.
She drinks quite a bit though. She could drink, man. Yeah.
She can, but I don't. I don't think as long as you were doing it either. So. Oh well, there you go.
Hold on. I'm laughing at the chat here. I'm gonna say hi to some guys. We got Kayfabe Chronicles in here. Jason Broadwell. That's JB. He hasn't been in here, so it's the first time for him. And then Justin's in there, and he just wrote at Dez's next appointment. Quote, fuck, did Jay tell you about his liver? As the Dr. K is going to tell you.
Oh my God. Let's watch this. I don't think he will because he's not going to violate the whole doctor code.
He violates the shit out of the doctor code. My brother goes there. My sister-in-law goes there. You go there. Yeah, so he violates it because my brother's like,
That's
hey,
funny,
I heard.
though.
I'm like, what the fuck? Don't tell Mom. She's going to freak out.
Let's see what happens this Wednesday this coming Wednesday when I go see him. It's going to be
going
funny.
This Wednesday?
If he references it. This coming Wednesday, in a week.
Okay, I hope he doesn't. Anyways, let's get on with the show. There is so much to cover tonight. It is insane. Des, before we get going, let our listeners know where they can find us.
Right up on that wall, guys, behind me, if you're watching. And if you're listening, make sure to give us a follow on Twitter @_Talkamania. And you can check us out on Instagram, JBomb was at Oktoberfest with our homies. You can check that out too. Look us up, Talkamania. And everywhere you get your podtastic kicks, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, yada, yada, yada. Google us. You shall find us.
And if you're watching us live right now, we have a new overlay. Shout out to Philip Cotter. He hooked us up once again. Des hasn't even seen it, so he's going in here blind. He doesn't understand that there's a mop in front of his face.
That's my acting. I'm like, oh, look around, even though I can't see
Moppy
it. So there you go, guys.
His face, and he has no idea. But
Moppy, put Moppy on my face.
But anyways, check us out on Full Press Radio every Thursday at noon. Every day at noon. New episodes air there on Thursdays. If you want to follow them on Twitter, it's at Full Press Radio. And if you want to check out their wrestling account, it's FPC_wrestling. And of course, www.talkamania.com for news, rumors, all that good stuff. If you want to buy some merch, neither of us are wearing merch. You got merch under that sweater? No?
Yes. Oh, I am. I got Talkamania Classic right here, guys.
ProWrestlingTees.com/Talkamania. Check us out on Twitch under Talkamaniacs. And of course, if you want to support the show, head on over to Patreon.com/Talkamania. Become part of the Mean Tweet Posse. It's a new thing we're starting, a new tier. It's tier 2. It's $2 a month.
Really? It's gonna be $2 to get into our posse?
Well,
come on, man. I don't want anybody joining this posse.
If you're gonna pay us $2 a month, you are welcome in the posse. That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
But
now,
anyways,
guys. It might go up later on, though.
We'll tweet out some more details about that and post on our Patreon how it all works. But the whole point is to get more people to follow you by us including you in our show. So we'll get to that eventually. But tonight, there is so much shit to talk about that I can't even tell you what's on today's show. It's literally everything. Next week is going to be, to me, the biggest week in wrestling in the last 20 years. Dude, it's bigger than WrestleMania weekend. Dude, everything is happening. we have season premiere Raw, season premiere of NXT, season premiere of SmackDown Live. We got AEW's series premiere.
When did the WWE buy
18 years ago.
WCW? Was it 20 years
or
ago?
maybe longer.
Well, I don't know, man. Biggest day in 20 years? Maybe.
Dude,
we'll see. It's going to be lit.
Yeah,
oh.
not cool. Not cool. But anyways, let's get into things. Let's start off with what's fresh. We just saw NXT Live, 1 hour on USA Network, followed by an hour on WWE Network. And the big announcement is that next week, we thought the premiere was 2 weeks ago, but they're announcing that the premiere is this coming Wednesday, 2 full hours of NXT on USA with limited commercial interruptions. So you got to think that they're doing that for a reason, right?
Well, it's just saying there'll be commercials.
No, but so you
limited.
can't flip over to Dynamite.
Yeah, maybe they're also just telling you that so you won't flip over, and then you'll be like, what's with all these commercials? They promised there wouldn't be any
picture-in-picture
Come
commercials.
on. Yeah, that's probably what they'll do, if anything. But yeah, we have NXT there. It looks like a pretty good card going strong next week. Tonight's card was it was good because it was a bit more refreshing. You saw a lot of the other talent that was in NXT that you normally wouldn't see performing. So I like that a little bit. A lot of people who I really wanted to be there weren't there, but it leaves me wanting to tune in next week. And everything kind of had its own place in rhythm and rhyme. So good to see NXT, and it's good to see that they're having their big show next week.
We got Adam Cole. We found out tonight. Matt Riddle won the #1 contendership against Killian Dane, which was weird. It was like a to be continued last week. So we got the second half of the street fight, which was a lot more tame. It really wasn't much of a street fight, if you ask me, until about the last quarter of the match. But anyways, Adam Cole versus Matt Riddle for the NXT Championship. That's going to be interesting. We also have Shayna Baszler versus Candice LeRae for the Women's Championship. So it's going to be like off the hook, man. They're going all in.
Yeah, we got Undisputed Era taking on the Street Profits again as well too for a rematch. I think there was a few other matches announced, or at least a segment or two announced, but really exciting things to look forward to. And as you mentioned, we got Matt Riddle getting the win over Killian Dane. The match started off, all right, slugfest. Matt trying to pull some submission moves. Went into a striking match. I couldn't get past how these guys were recklessly just throwing the chair at each other. Yeah. I mean, you're going to get a lot of knocks in the head.
It's
and
such a workaround to the headshot, and it's just as... Okay, I don't know if it's as satisfying as a really good old school headshot, but it is way better than a shot in the back. So,
well, it's almost it is satisfying because it's like, oh, that's dirty, and then sometimes you're kind of like,
let's get some color.
Maybe we'll get some blood. And looking at Matt Riddle, and sometimes he's got a strand of hair across his face, and his face gets red. So I'm wondering,
is that a new
blood?
shroom
I
tattoo
don't
that
know.
he has?
I'm also one. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not checking his body out too much. I'm wondering when he's gonna break that ankle though. He's gonna pull a Rusev, and they're gonna switch him to wrestling boots. Imagine that. Then
he's a UFC fighter, right? So you got to think
is.
That guy's wrestled without shoes his whole fucking life.
Yeah, but Rusev has ankles like trees, and his ankle snaps. So I mean,
guy, there's more weight on his ankles, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But you notice that when they rammed him through that wall, that was I was like, that wall has been out.
Well, I feel like I may have lost Dez. Oh, we may have lost Dez here. Well, bear with us, guys. He's got a poor network connection at this moment. If the guys in the chats could tell me is Dez still live, because I don't hear him right now. We'll be able to edit this out of the audio, but for the live guys, this is happening. Let's give us a sec here. Well, this is not good. This has never happened. This is the first time this has happened. So I am definitely not prepared for this. I'm going to try and get him back on here as we go. It looks like I would guess his computer froze because he's not even on Skype anymore. This is not good, Des. What are you doing to me? You're leaving me out to dry. Try giving him a call now. I still got nothing from him. Hold on. Let's see. Internet went down by time. He just texted me. All right, let's talk about NXT while I have you guys on here. He's frozen and frickin' hilarious as Kayfabe Chronicles. Oh, that's Dez calling. Here we go. Hello? Hey. All right, let me just make sure you're all good. Oh, you're huge now. Ugh. All right. Are you plugged in directly, my friend? Oh, I think we lost him again. He's fuck. All right, let's move on. I'm going to talk about some NXT. Oh, he's fucking this one up. I didn't kill you off. Are you back? Oh yeah, no, it's fine. It's just you're not coming through on the OBS right now. You still got a frozen screen. Oh, you're plugged in, yeah? No. No. But you're not appearing on my OBS. Let me just try and throw you off there and then throw you back on. Kayfabe wasn't kidding. Yeah, it's for sure super delayed. I think it's probably internet connection. Yeah, I'll talk about NXT a little bit more while you trying to fuck your shit up. Yeah, all right. See you soon. All right, so I'm going to attempt this solo, and I have much respect for all the podcasters that do things solo because I find it nearly impossible, but let's get into it. NXT kicked off with a match that I've never seen these two guys perform, so we got Keith Lee versus Dijakovic, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but that was a hell of a match to kick off. I'm happy that USA, I feel like USA got the better half of this episode of NXT, so that was worth it. Oh, Kayfabe saying uber laggy. I'm just gonna check if that's for me too. But anyways, the match got going. Lots of spots, tons of spots. The pacing was a little bit odd at first. I was having trouble with the multiple camera angle changes. It seemed like there was never it never went longer than 2 seconds on one camera before they were changing it. They were changing camera angles during moves, which I thought was really odd and distracting. But overall, the match was really, really good. I've never seen Keith Lee fight, and I was talking to Chris Rucker from Boot to the Face. He texted me over that the guy is nearly 50, so I'm not going to fact check on there unless Justin wants to, but apparently he's almost 50. The guy's fucking huge. We got Canadian Destroyers off the top ropes. We got fucking moonsaults. It was really a spectacle to see. I'm really happy that people on USA Network could have seen that. It was a very good match. Showcased NXT very well. They followed it up with Dakota Kai's return, which was cool to see her to be back. We got Tainara. I'm not even sure if I'm saying her name correctly, but holy shit. Black belt. Oh, Dez is coming back. He's not 50, says Kayfabe. I said he's almost 50. Almost 50. All right, let's see if we can get Dez back up in this chat. Dez, what's up, man? How's your lagginess? All right, let me just... Oh, there he is. He still seems to be quite laggy, though. All right. Yeah, I talked about Keith Lee and Dijakovic. So we're at the Dakota Kai versus Tainara match, unless there's anything you want to add about the Keith Lee stuff. I'll take a Canadian Destroyer from those two any day. They're fucking giants. Dude, wrestling's fake. Look, the fact that he doesn't kill himself while doing it, it's impressive. It's a partnership out there. One sec. People are saying still no Dez. No Dez audio. Hold on. Here, keep talking, Des. Okay, yeah, you're having no audio go through. Give me a sec here. We'll be able to edit all of this out of our audio version. Let's just see here. NDI. Oh, I think he just got on. Can you guys hear him now? Our fact checkers, we got Kayfabe Chronicles and Justin fact checking. Yeah, Keith Lee is definitely not near 50. So Chris Rucker, that's on you, bro. He's in his mid-30s. But anyways, let's move on. Dakota Kai, her return from an ACL injury versus Tainara. I felt like this was a definite... Did I say her name wrong? Yeah. My favorite poet is... anyways, I felt like this was a cool-off match. It was short. I don't feel like they showcased the women too well on this. But it was better. Yeah, not too cool. All right, they're still saying you have no audio. Let me just fuck around with this. No, because it says it's coming through on me. They're saying at least they could see his pretty ass face. Yeah. Can you guys hear the audio now? Is it working? How about now? It says it's going through fine on mine. But there's a delay in the chat, so we got to wait a couple seconds before they hear us say that. Highest partial UAV. God damn it. Why did things have to be so goddamn complicated? I can't. I definitely cannot do that. Definitely. Yeah, it's just too much of a pain in the ass. Here, keep talking. Yeah, they still don't hear you. Let's see here. You're not muted, obviously. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to delete you completely and then re-add you.
I'll restart my router like by default every time moving forward.
Can you guys hear him now?
Can you hear me now? Talking to you, the Takamanax. My internet is la poo poo.
It's your internet, man. It's weird. I don't know if like something fucks up while we do this, but
well, the access points disappeared. You know, and it says like where you can connect to. They're also like boop 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 gone. I was like, what?
Can you hear us now?
Can you hear me now? La 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 la. Me.
There we are. Okay,
no.
I can hear you. Yes. All right.
There we are, and there you are in the chat. So I said some interesting stuff. I said some other stuff. You're gonna have to listen to the audio recording tomorrow.
The audio.
And this guy's gonna have to do a bunch of editing.
No, I could just take like a huge chunk out, which is really easy.
Oh man, but I talked about Riddle and I talked about Killian Dane and how that really obvious doorway was there and how it reminded me of Zelda.
Yeah.
When you see a crack in the wall and you know something's behind there and you're like, oh. And then when they broke through it, I was expecting to hear that. Do.
Justin says this episode is definitely not brought to you by OBS and Dez's ISP, which is very true. We're blaming.
I was going to plug your comedy show, and now I'm not.
All right, let's move on. Let's get this going. Once it switched over to the WWE Network, we got Rhea Ripley and Hayden Carter to kick it off. Like Des mentioned, it was a short match. However,
Ripley looked good, though. They actually both looked good.
Rhea Ripley is legit.
And I was like, they kept calling her Carter, and I know her as Lacey Lane, and I guess they don't want another Lacey there, so they switched her name. I don't know. I'm not too fond of it. It could have come up with something cooler than that, but I guess they just wanted to they open up a yearbook and they pointed to Carter. Yeah, that'll be it, Carter. But yeah, it looked dominant, and I just hope she moves on to cool things. It looks like they're bringing a lot more people from NXT UK into NXT full time. We saw Pete Dunne last time, and we saw Imperium as well too in the main event. So it seems like these guys are like in NXT now. Like they took the core from NXT UK, and they're putting them in NXT. I guess also it brings eyes over to NXT UK at the same time, and that's the whole point.
Joining NXT like full time, I would think Imperium is probably going to jump between the two because they're like a faction.
Wasn't Dakota Kai UK as well?
I think so, but I'm not really good with all that kind of shit. She's from New
I
Zealand.
thought she had an accent.
That's for sure. But anyways, we also got Oney Larkin and his dad versus Ever Rise, which I'm calling him his dad. The guy looked fucking old.
No, okay. I was like, what?
I don't know.
They took on the two guys from Montreal, right? Yeah, one's from Chateauguay and one's from Montreal. I looked it up because I saw the fleur de lis on their tights, and I'm like, what? And yeah, one's from Chateauguay and one is from Montreal. So that's interesting. And we don't even know their names, guys. So don't call us Montreal Marks. We don't know our hometown guys because, look, man, what are they? I don't know.
I had no idea they were from Montreal. So Justin will get us their names.
Well, I just figured because they're drunk. So I just Googled them. So, and they were saying they're fans of Edge and Christian growing up, or they were their inspiration.
We got Cameron Grimes again with his top hat against Raul Mendoza. It was another forgetful match, if you ask me.
I wasn't terrible. Like Mendoza pulled off some good stuff. At least we got a longer match out of Grimes this time instead of like the really short one we got last week. And his double stomp to the chest, man, he makes Kofi look bad because he's pretty good at it, and it looks pretty devastating. He just kind of stops him in mid-run. Bam! Good night.
And then it finished off with Imperium versus Kushida, who wore the same outfit. I don't know if is he always going to wear that?
It looks like he's going camping or something.
It's Michael J. Fox from Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, Marty McFly. Yes, I was like, there's something.
Yeah, he did that in
yes,
New
I'm an idiot.
So I guess he brought it over with him, and his mystery partners were Brazongo. The Fashion Police were there.
New theme music though. How do you feel about that?
Their old theme music, wasn't it just a mashup of the two?
Dude.
Then I'm totally down. I hate the mashups. I fucking hate the mashups. Find it such a waste of time. But that is your NXT. Last week obviously was a better episode for me. I think the card itself was a little bit like, but I don't know these guys yet, so it's like I'm learning them at the same time. So I'm happy to get the matches where it's not everybody I know. That way I can learn everybody, so I know them all, and we're all friends. Kayfabe says Dakota was full-time NXT, part-time NXT UK. Tegan Knox will be doing UK while Dakota sticks around on NXT.
Had a tag team thing going on or something.
The first time I saw Dakota Kai's name on paper,
they did, because people were talking about them going for the tag team titles. I remember now. Yes, thanks for jogging my memory.
Dakota Kai's name on paper, I thought she was Asian. It sounds like it could be an Asian name.
Yeah, sounds like it could be. And I like her. I think she's cool. Got a cool spunk attitude. She can have those matches where it's like, it's like David versus Goliath, and she pulls out these big wins. I just not totally sold on her just yet. That's all. And it just all like, I don't know. The kicks, too many kicks. Too many kicks.
Scott Jagged Parker and Shane Matthews, and that's thanks to Justin in the chat.
No, isn't it Martel or something? His name now? I actually. I wrote their names down. I'm gonna fact check you, my friend.
This is gonna get personal.
Matt Martel and Chase
he
Parker.
He probably knows their indie names.
Yeah, he probably knows their like birth names and where it's hospital they were born at and all that shit.
Let's move on, man. Let's talk WWE. Season premiere of both Raw and SmackDown Live. They're coming next week. This is nuts. There's too much shit going on. The big news is they're bringing new sets to both shows, and they're bringing back Pyro. And a lot of people were making fun of wrestling fans liking Pyro, but dude, production matters, man. Like it really does. So I'm excited to have this.
Mm-hmm. Look, watch tonight. Lots of things went wrong,
with
and
us? Yeah.
yeah, we're getting fireworks too. That's our hint, guys. If you are a $5 a month Patreon and we get enough of them, we will get sparkler. Let's get some sparklers next time, and then watch my whole thing go on fire here, and
Well, we
then the
have a
internet
smoke
drops.
machine. I provide the smoke machine every week, so that works. Yeah.
Oh, you're vaping, yes. Don't you watch that shit? People will be dying, man.
No,
You're gonna
people
be in
die
the
from
hospital
alcohol, people
now.
die from cigarettes. Dr. K will tell you that. Dr. K. I'm wondering if maybe the robot voice should be Dr. K. Like, should we call him Dr. K?
Jason.
Yeah, we have some things up our sleeve. So if you hear us talking about some inside jokes and you don't get it, we're being assholes.
Well, you'll get it soon enough. We got some fun ideas.
So anyways, SmackDown Live airs on Fox for the first time ever next Friday. Long list here, guys. Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Steve Austin, Sting, Booker T, Lita, Mark Henry, Mick Foley, Kurt Angle, Bill Goldberg, Trish Stratus, Jerry Lawler are all booked for the first episode of SmackDown. But
and maybe more.
What is the true question? Will The Rock be there?
I think he should be there in some capacity since the show's named after him. But don't get your hopes up too much, because I think at most you're going to get like a live via satellite or a pre-recorded segment from him, which is okay, I guess. But imagine him being there; that would be dope. I think Fox need to compete with AEW. Fucking throw money, man. Get The Rock to be there, man. Just drop like $4 million and just say you got to be here one time only, and he'll be like, all right, sucker.
Wrong dude. That's Booker T.
I know. I just said sucker because they'd be a
AEW
sucker for giving him that much money.
Show.
Hey, speaking of sucker, you know what I thought would be really cool? If they redid a new Stone Cold Steve Austin Booker T fight somewhere else segment. Like, Walmart? I don't know. They should do it. They don't have to wrestle. They could just do it again somewhere. It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that was a classic. As good as it was so good at the moment, but I'm so sick of it being on every fucking top 10 list.
It was one of my favorite moments. I think it may be my top 10 favorite Raw moments. I love that. I think it's hilarious. The whole time, Booker T's just like moaning and crying, like, it's like hilarious, man. I know that Mr. Rucker is very excited that Sting is going to be around next week. Now we have to think, what's up his sleeve? Is he just going to stand in the ring like last time and not really do much?
The Fiend.
But here's the thing, man. How would you feel if the Fiend took out Sting? He's taken out somebody, if not more than one person.
He's not going to take out Hogan or Flair or Austin. It's not big enough. He's taken out Angle. He's taken out Foley. Bill Goldberg's not cool enough to let that happen. He's taken out Lawler. He's not going to take out the two girls. So that leaves Mark Henry, Booker T, and Sting. Sting fits the persona better just because he's kind of like, mystical.
I think it would mean a lot for Sting to do that for Bray. I see it being typical, the WWE being out there and being like, yeah, go out there and just, we'll give you a paycheck. Go out there and make him look good. They could do it to Goldberg too, just to make him lock weak, but they also just built him up, made him look strong. We also saw Goldberg
there, eh?
going at it with Ziggler on social media again. I think obviously that was scripted, but I don't know if they're leading into something bigger or what's going on. And also, I think they're going to Saudi Arabia by the end of the year, right? So they got to start planting some seeds there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. They're pulling out all the big guns for their SmackDown Live debut on Fox. And they got to deliver if they're going to want to compete with AEW, because people are going to tune into AEW regardless of the card because it's the hot new blonde on the street. So they're going to be like, damn, that chick's hot. What has she got behind those, something there?
Now,
yeah.
Listen to this segue.
I don't know.
Speaking of big guns, somebody who didn't pull out their gun was the cop on Lacey Evans during that traffic ticket.
You can pull somebody over and not pull a gun out, folks.
Canada,
it can
right?
happen.
It was in Canada.
But anyways, that happened.
What I really liked about this story, and because I don't find it really newsworthy because it was a work, but it was the amount of people that I saw that aren't wrestling fans that really, is it worked themselves into a shoot? Is that the saying? Or it's worked themselves into a shoot. It was hilarious. Yeah. Me and Justin were going back and forth on. Remember Emmanuel LaRue Saunders? We were going back and forth on his Facebook because he was like, "This is disgusting." Blah 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 blah. People are using their fame.
He
just thought it was a celebrity using their fame, and he's like, "I don't even know who she is. How is a cop supposed to know?" Because he thought it was legit, and so many people who aren't wrestling fans thought it was legit. So I was very very happy to be able to comment it was a work.
You know how many people like complain to police when they pull them over just like that anyways, and it's not a story? Like, I don't know, like, why was it a story? It was only a story because Lacey Evans did it, and she stayed in character, and it was, I don't know, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I just think it was, I don't know. It was like, now I'm asking you, Emmanuel, did he end up being this big programmer that he was supposed to be when he grew up?
I have no idea. I just saw him on Facebook.
I remember
Lacey Evans.
I remember we were in class and he'd always sit there with, and be like, I'm going to be a programmer and I'm going to design this and stuff. And like, I was like, I wonder if he's going to do, I'm going to hold this guy to this and see where he is.
Next time you talk to him.
But yes, Lacey Evans, I thought it was genius. I loved it. She didn't have to explain herself at all. I don't know, man. Why? Who cares? Why does everybody get upset about everything on the internet?
And everybody gets butthurt on everything these days. It's just ridiculous.
I was reading today also about the AEW production truck and how people are upset that Cody and Brandy are on the back of it.
It wasn't just
and
Cody
why?
And Brandy that are
because
on the back of it. The other truck had Jurassic Express.
I don't know. I don't understand. People will find anything to get upset about it. I mean, what's his wife is Brandy Rhodes. I mean, Stephanie Triple H. I mean, I don't know. I know she's not Stephanie, but who cares? It's a truck. I'm sure you'll see other trucks with Kenny Omega and Moxley on it. Like, they change it up. They switch it up. Who cares? Be happy for them, man. They're not bringing you trucks. They're bringing you weekly episodic wrestling.
Speaking of that, let's get back to it. Rey Mysterio picked up the win. The Fatal 5-Way match. He's going to be facing Seth Rollins this coming week for the Universal title. I think it's a stupid storyline. Is Seth Rollins really going to lose his title before fighting The Fiend at Hell in a Cell? Well,
no. Why would they do that? They just want to have a big title. I don't know. Maybe they're first of all they want a big match for Raw's season premiere. You have Rollins versus Rey Mysterio. People are going to be wrestle one-on-one. I don't know. Have we? So people might be excited. Yeah, but the WWE might think that. So that might be the logic behind it.
On Fox, they called him Nacho fucking Libre. Like, people don't know who he is. Like, let's be honest.
That's a true story. That's a true story.
They did call him Rey Mysterio before that, and the guy was just being funny. People got all hurt about that. If you watch the full clip, he says fucking Rey Mysterio. So,
I don't know. I have to feel like it's going to play into a bigger storyline. Like, look, maybe Seth Rollins is going to come out there, face Rey Mysterio, and Dominic will come out and cost Rey the match or something like that. And it's going to be like, what? Why? Because fair and square? Or I don't know. It has to tie into this whole Dominic thing. He is really talking about how he almost hung it up, and Dominic, he loves him, and he brought him back into it, and he still has a lot to offer, and there has to be something behind it. Look, there was a lot of cool options we could have went with. We could have AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. We could have had Nakamura versus Seth Rollins, which would have been a cool match. Even Ricochet versus Seth Rollins. I think that would have been a really cool match to see, in my opinion. But, the match itself was fun. Nakamura looked really good in this match for once because they let him. And having Rude go to the finals, too, I thought that was cool because you didn't expect it. I thought it was all right. So the match itself was fun, and yeah, we're going to get Rey versus Seth Rollins next week, and we'll see what happens. Maybe Wyatt's going to call it this. No, what's going to happen. But I really don't think that Seth's going to lose a title. It would make no sense, and people would be really deflated. What, Hell in a Cell after this, it's their debut show. The pay-per-view's coming up the next weekend, and all of a sudden you take away that title match that people wanted with Bray Wyatt. He's the most over wrestler in wrestling, potentially. I don't know. I feel like
it's there in case it needs to be done, because I feel like Seth Rollins losing the Universal title to Bray Wyatt is not ideal for Seth Rollins. And equally, I don't know if Bray Wyatt being a champion is a good thing. Like, I know, but
I don't think yet.
Lose.
I don't think they should do it yet.
To me, the worst thing that can happen is Bray Wyatt loses. The second worst thing that can happen is Bray Wyatt is the Universal Champion. And to me, that feels like, I know I say it a lot, but they've booked themselves into a corner here, mate.
This guy got this. He's like, that's my new saying. Pull my string. And that's one of 5 things I will say.
The thing, they cannot have The Fiend lose.
I agree. They can't. But maybe it's going to play into a bigger picture. Maybe he's going to have Rollins, and all of a sudden the light's going to go out. The Undertaker's dong goes off, and then like somehow Rollins picks up a win. Like I don't know. You can't escape it. There's no escaping of this. It's pin, submission.
No DQs.
They've backed themselves into a corner.
WWE.
How dare
You know what though?
you?
I'm a little bit like. I feel like we had Raw this week. How dare you? No, at Oksana or something or.
How dare you?
Think.
Wrestling?
No, but it's super pop culture right now. Look. Here it comes.
My message is that we'll be watching you.
If it was a movie, I probably haven't seen it, man.
Fail us, I say we will never forgive you.
Come on, it's Greta.
Oh, it's Greta. Oh, shite. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's won all our hearts over.
Her speech, and all I could think of was she can totally, apart from all the climate stuff, she could totally be talking to like WWE based on the last, apart from the last couple weeks or months, she could be talking to WWE over the last 2 years. Not.
Oh yes, mass extinction
from the climate stuff. The way that she was like, "How dare you?" and
You are failing us.
Well, she cut a good. She cut a pretty damn good promo. Call of Duty, and then you lose the mission. It's like you failing us.
I have that right here. Why is it lagging? It's coming.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
How dare you?
If she can't save the world, she's got a new job in video game voice.
Yeah. What were we even talking about?
I don't know. Trump went on and trolled her later. It was hilarious. He's such an asshole. Such an asshole.
Yeah, that sarcastic tweet. He's like, wow, what an optimistic, nice one.
Such a dick.
I'm still sick, bro.
It's the liver.
Maybe. Anyways, we also saw on Raw double mandible claw on Braun Strowman from The Fiend. Very cool ending to Raw. Seth Rollins somehow pulled off the scream, and it didn't sound horrible. Yeah.
The scream, his scream?
Yeah, but it worked for me.
I don't get it, man. You're wrestling. Why is he afraid? It's like you're a kid and he's afraid of the dark. It's like, I've never seen that before. I see wrestlers be like, oh, they're selling an injury. Well, like, he wasn't paralyzed from a finishing move. He was paralyzed in fear. He was like, ah! And then the next week he'll go out and cut a promo and be like, Bray, I don't know you're playing mind games with me, but this Hell in a Cell, it ends, and I'm going to. But then, like, he's going to scare him to death? Like, I don't scare him into submission. I just felt we got the same ending 2 weeks in a row. We got the one with Kane. We got, we had Braun Strowman.
Don't you fucking complain about the Fiend. Don't you fucking complain about the Fiend, dude. There was music this time. There was like background music. It was longer. It was Braun Strowman, man. He killed the monster.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Hey, I was thinking one thing that could be really cool, and we talked about this before, is like the whole dynamic of having Bray in the funhouse, and he's always in the funhouse, and the only way to get him out the funhouse is to invite him or to light his Bray Wyatt lantern, like Beetlejuice, or Candyman, right? He comes out, and the only way to send him back is to beat him. Okay, we talked about that before. Pretty cool premise. Maybe he can invite people into the funhouse later on. I don't know how they do that. They'd probably ruin it, but I thought it'd be really cool if all this time, all along, Aleister Black is in a room.
Wow. Is that out of your own brain?
Yeah, I thought that today. I was talking to my cousin. We were shooting this shit, and I was like, man, it'd be really cool if, like, where is he? Where is he in this room? Just backstage somewhere? And it'd be cool if he was actually in the funhouse. And then it leads to that match we all want, which is Aleister Black versus Bray Wyatt.
Not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, but you can milk this thing for a while because we haven't seen him in a while. You haven't seen him, and it's been a little bit like somebody should be on TV every week. This guy.
Aleister Black is stuck in the room with AOP. Could that be?
Yeah, and then you don't see him anymore because AOP farted, and he just is like, he's on the ground, man.
Did you watch The Road to TNT?
I watched
Okay,
whatever you
did
sent me. If
notice
that's what it
that
was this week. Yeah.
fucking Cody Rhodes, and during his promo, talks about how Elvis Presley came back, if he were to come back and make a new song, and just farted into the mic for 30 minutes? Did you hear that comment? Dude,
That was at the end, right?
That
We
promo
talked
was
at the end,
so
yeah.
good, and then he threw that in, and he actually touched on how saying bitch in a promo is a cheap way to get heat, and I thought you would appreciate
Yes.
that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I missed that. Oh my god. Wow. Yes, I hate that, guys. If you didn't know that,
If
I
you
don't
didn't
like
know
it.
that, anybody who listens to this podcast, I think knows.
Dude, it's like, to me, it's like you can't get yourself over if you got to do that. And I feel like the Bellas did it all the time, and Sasha Banks been doing it all the time. You're gonna be the boss's
Well, I think
bitch.
somebody else.
Oh man.
I think somebody else has used it.
And I can't get over.
Our boy Roman Reigns used it at one point. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
he's
know what?
used it
kinda got
before,
over
but
it for me,
I don't. I don't know. I just find it cheap, and I'm actually liking some of the work Sasha's doing. You know, I like her trolling on social media. Her matches are a little bit choppy. Look at this guy's face, but you know, she hasn't been too bad. Hasn't been too cringy. The only thing I hate is when she says legit boss, legit boss.
You
I'm
know,
like,
one time she fucked up and said,
oh,
"I'm the boss," legit, and I was like, "That sounds a shitload better."
that sounds cooler. Yeah, that sounds
She
cooler.
goes, "I'm
Yeah,
the fucking
sure, man.
boss." Legit. Yeah.
Legit.
I
I'm liking
am
the feud though.
feud.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna love to see these two tear it apart in a Hell in a Cell, and
Actually, it's probably the match.
yeah, it's
Other than Bray Wyatt, actually more than Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt would be number 2, but those are the 2 matches I'm looking to the most next weekend. Actually, I don't think it's next weekend. It's not this one. It's the one after, right? Okay.
it's one after, and we will be doing our live show on Full Press. So guys, make sure to check us out.
Yeah.
We'll be tweeting out the
And
deets,
Brad,
and
if you're listening, we will have that number. We could talk about King Corbin, because you can't call him Piss Break anymore, because he's the fucking king of WWE.
he's
Speaking
king
of Corbin,
piss break.
he got a new look. Did they change his music too?
Yeah, we were talking. They
Okay.
did the mashup. So they do like the king, then to his theme, and his theme plays, and they have like a little kingy music in the background. But yeah, we were thinking that, look, maybe they weren't going to do the whole cape and hat and scepter this year or this time around, because Gable destroyed it. But yes, he's
very
got new
King
swag
of
out there.
Thronesy.
He's got a nice, yeah, and it suits him quite well. He says it's like a dire wolf.
Is that what he said? It was a direwolf?
The cloak. Yeah, dire wolf that he killed. He caught and
That's
killed with his own
amazing. Yo,
hands. I love it. At least Corey
Baron
Graves said
Corbin is slowly becoming one of my top guys. Honestly,
he's not. He's
like,
not. But
every
I'm
time he comes
entertained
on,
by
I'm
him. I
like,
enjoy
sick,
him.
Here comes the Corbin shit, and like I can't wait for it. I don't change the channel.
He's such a whiner. He's such a whiner. It just you love to hate him.
We're going long tonight. We're going long. There's still a lot of stuff to cover.
Well, dude, we were cut off for quite some time,
Okay,
so let's just keep rolling.
Let's talk about Mari. We talked about Mari Povich potentially, or how he should be in WWE, and then we got an actual segment where Mari called out WWE, and you don't like the whole storyline. I think it's fucking fabulous.
I just find a who's the daddy storyline very tacky.
like it's been done
I think it's been
any-
done. I think it just. Well, I think Lita has scarred me. The whole like
was with
Snitsky,
Lita?
Kane, and not my fault. Yeah. And then he kicked the baby into the crowd. Actually, you know,
yeah,
it's pretty
dude,
cool.
we're talking about it. That was like what, 15 years ago?
No, I don't know. I just find it really cheesy. And the whole gender reveal thing was like, they're hyping up gender reveal. And I was like, what are they going to do? Balloons? They're going to do confetti? Are they going to do smoke? Are they going to do a SmackDown or a Raw t-shirt,
did they
blue and
do?
red? What are they going to do? And then she just jumped
a
out and said,
boy.
it's a girl. And it's like, or whatever. She didn't even remember. That's how memorable it was. It's like she just jumped out and said it. And it's like, really? That's the party? Like, come on. Like, you have so much money, WWE, man. They should have done some pyros.
Honestly,
it could have been their first
feels
week
like
of
they're
pyros.
forking out the
Like-
cash, though. I mean, those new graphics are nice. It just seems like the production value has been upped. And I'm really excited. They're going to be splitting the commentators. I only read that today.
Yeah, Corey Graves is going to do one show. I hear Renee Young might move to like the Fox
God.
post show, or I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see
Beth
what
Phoenix
happens.
is way better.
I don't know.
Way better. And
I find her commentary is very generic. Like it's kind of
Who's?
like when you used to play the video games, throws when like Beth Phoenix. She's good. I like her. Okay, and she's gonna keep getting better. She's new to it. She's a lot better than she used to be. But I'll be like, oh, he threw him into the
Yeah,
ropes.
I could see that.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's-
Hammerlock. He's gonna
Renee
feel that
Young
tomorrow.
Has his, like, little, yeah, I feel like that's more Renee Young that you just described. I really do. I thought Beth was good tonight. That's
well, she was good tonight, and she's getting better. It's just like she's playing her role and doing what she's doing, and she's getting her feet wet, getting more comfortable. And she remember the Mae Young Classic. She was she's come a long way. I'll say that.
I never watch matches on SmackDown and Raw. I'll admit it. No,
I don't watch
dude,
wrestling
I watch
that I'm
SmackDown
supposed to be
and Raw
watching.
stories, and that's why it's so frustrating me because they're so fucking horrible. But I did watch Nakamura and Ali this week, and I will say that match was so fucking good. Mainly because I haven't seen Nakamura in a good match for a while. I didn't watch the Fatal 5-Way.
He was good this week, man. He was good this week.
I didn't watch it. But Ali, first of all, that suicide dive where he almost died. Those are always fun to see. It reminded me of Sasha Banks. Well, they're fun to see when they're not dead. You know what I mean? But when he was on the apron and he threw him into the post and Ali just like ragdolled out of the ring, I need more of this guy. Like, I forgot how good he was since his injury and Kofi took over. He is fucking phenomenal seller.
He is. He does that thing quite often where you throw him into the ring post and he kind of like flip flops around. And yeah, it's been a while since we've kind of seen him consistently on SmackDown. So really good to see him in a match. I don't know if this means the end of the feud between Nakamura and Ali because look, it looked like he emerged as a challenger once again. He beat him this week. So I don't know what goes on from here. But yeah, I agree with you. Awesome match. I would have liked to see Buddy Murphy around. Where the hell's that guy been? He put on some great matches, and now maybe he's nowhere to be seen.
Got an injury. Maybe he picked up an STI on the road. Who fucking knows?
I think he's doing like main events or something like the main event show or dark matches or some crap.
That's for sure. Kabuki Warriors, bro. They were on TV. They were on TV twice, by the way, because they were also running after Carmella. Speaking of Carmella, new 24/7 champion. Carmella, yes, it was a crappy roll-up. However, I feel like they're going to switch the pace. It's going to stay in the women's division for a while. We're going to get some TV time for some people we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's cheap, though. It's like, oh, well, these women are complaining. Let's just put them in this 24/7
What's not cheap
thing.
in WWE?
Maybe R-Truth's going to dress up like a woman and try to... He doesn't need to, though. He doesn't need to. He can do it as a man. I don't understand. But then people are going to be like, oh, men are laying their hands on women and rolling. Men should not be rolling up women. No. Was that a hand on her bottom?
Did you notice Kairi Sane with her telescope chasing her? Very good.
Yeah, it was hilarious. People were finding her adorable.
Like, it's not even realistic. I'm like, dude.
You see when she had the championship and she used to like open up the treasure chest and her belt was in there? Like, come on, man.
When people talk about things not being realistic.
Get over it.
I got to turn to Greta.
How dare you?
How
dare you?
But the Kabuki Warriors won their match against Fire and Desire. And I feel like after the match, we got a little bit of a snippet of the beginning of the end of Fire and Desire. Did you pick up on it? Oh.
I picked up something before the match when they had the magazine. And she's like, oh, we've matched to focus on and you're looking at a magazine. What did you see after the match?
Yes. No, Sonya
was just frustrated?
Mandy seemed like Sonya should be frustrated. Like, Sonya went to pick her up, and Mandy was kind of looking at her like, aren't you pissed at me? So, I don't know. I didn't catch what happened before the match. I was skipping through SmackDown, and I saw Kabuki Warriors, so I was like, oh, I better watch this because Dez is obviously going to ask me about it or talk about it because, well, you're walking hard on for the Kabuki Warriors. So, I watched, like, the last 3/4 of the match. Like, literally just how it ended.
Yeah, the match is okay. I feel like they're limited what they can do in there with Mandy Rose. But they're not doing that finishing move I suggested where she puts in the Oscar lock and hits the elbow. I'm telling you, man. Well, if they ever do, I'm getting full fucking credit for it. I'm telling you. You won't hear the end of it.
I prefer her V-trigger over Kenny Omega's.
I don't. Come on. You're going to upset the internet now. Don't give the internet something to cry about. But very happy, and that was the last, the end of the season for SmackDown. Maybe we're going to start off the new season having them head in a direction towards the tag team
boy can
titles.
dream, right?
That would be awesome to see. A boy can dream, and I want to go back to what you said about the 24/7 title. I'm happy for Carmella. I think it's cool. I think she's gonna have a lot. It's gonna be a lot of fun watching her with that championship. But I feel like they could have built this up to something more, and they could have done this at a more meaningful time. I feel like they kind of fast forwarded to it, and they knew they were going to get to eventually, and said, "Let's just do it tonight. Let's just do it tonight. We're starting out on Fox next week." And they went in the ring, and they did it in a really kind of meh way. I can't do this anymore. The roll up, just I don't know, man. They could have done it in a little bit more of an exciting way. Just
it's filler,
lackluster. I knew it was coming, and then it finally came, and I was like, "Really? That's how they did it?" No.
It came, but you still got blue balls. Is that what you're trying to say?
Okay. And then all the women ran out, and it's like, oh,
let's talk about some other things that are a little bit confusing. I'm not a huge fan of this. In all the chaos we've had the last few weeks between the attempted manslaughter, which I'd love to talk about. The attempted manslaughter that Michael Cole talks about. Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, Roman Reigns, somehow, holy shit. I lost my train of thought. But somehow, Daniel Bryan is a face again. And I don't like it.
He's getting there.
He was
starting
so good
starting to look back. I know. He's so good as a heel, so I don't want to see him come back either. I was like, when he turned heel, I was like, really? This isn't going to make sense. I'm not going to buy into it, but he was so good. And the way he was like losing his mind, it looked like his beard was growing. And he was like, I liked it.
A fucking wizard.
Yes, but now he's going face. Look, I'll give Rowan.
I don't think he is.
Maybe not.
He's a setup.
No, I don't think so. I think you're getting too much credit. Rowan doing better on the mic skills. Good promo. Looks like they're really kind of putting stock behind this guy and pushing him forward. But did you see during the match when he did the claw choke slam to Daniel Bryan? His leg got caught in the rope.
Scary.
Could have snapped his leg, man.
Yeah, it's scary. You know what? Those ropes are literally ropes with tape on them.
They're like cables.
Yeah, but they're like my whole life I always thought they were stretchy. They're not fucking stretchy, dude.
They're like those metally cables, right?
No, I think it's
Wrapped
actually
ropes.
rope because I've seen them taping it. Not in WWE, but in indie scenes and shit.
Interesting.
But anyways, I don't know. Well, anyways, yeah, it's ropes, and he got his foot tied up in them.
And we're getting a tag team match next week.
Oh, is it next week? I thought it was gonna be Hell in a Cell. I'm okay if it's next week.
So no, you're right. It is Hell in a Cell. But that was like a quarter of SmackDown. That whole segment. Roman coming out, cutting a promo, fighting with Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns coming out, them cutting a promo. It was half an hour. That was a half an hour of your show, guys.
Justin in the chat, he doesn't think he's turning either. I don't think he's turning. I think if Paul Heyman has anything in here, it's a swerve, man. Because he smacked Roman Reigns' hand away, and then he didn't do this. He didn't do the yes chant
because he's not there yet. He's not there yet,
to
man.
Get the fans going, and he was going like this. Now, if you could see me on video, there's a big difference between this and this.
He's getting there. He's easing in like an old man into a hot bath. I think we're gonna see the tag team match at Hell in a Cell, and then by the end of that match, he's gonna crack Daniel Bryan and bring him back to the not the dark side, the bright side, the light side.
The Jedis.
The Jedis.
Right, one
yes.
more thing about WWE before we start talking about AEW, because we are going long. But I thought this was happening at Hell in a Cell. I'm very happy to know it's happening next week at the debut on Fox. But Kevin Owens versus Shane O'Mac in a ladder match, career versus career. I mean, Shane O'Mac not on WWE TV. Is that a good thing?
I think it's a huge responsibility and a huge pat in the back for Kevin Owens to give him this big match on the debut of SmackDown on Fox, which is great. A guy who didn't have a match at WrestleMania. And look, man, I'm very happy this feud is finally being put to rest. This has been going on for ages. And I think also the direction that WWE is moving into, they're not going to want Shane on TV be a prominent figure who's not a wrestler. They're going to want to move on to the actual talent. So I think now is a good time to finally end this, send Shane on a big vacation until WrestleMania perhaps. And I'm just looking forward to a dope ladder match. I hope it's good, man. Seeing these two go at it, Now you have to think that Shane's gonna have some tricks up his sleeve. Maybe Elias, maybe Drew. Oh, maybe Drew McIntyre comes back. I don't know. A lot could happen, but I have to think that this is gonna be Kevin Owens' redemption finally at
You
long
don't think
last.
maybe this is a way to get Kevin in NXT?
No, I think it'd be a waste to put him down to
I'm
NXT.
down.
It's like, why
Just
put him in
lose
NXT
it.
when you have all these talent? Yeah, I mean, then where is he in the meantime? Just on Wednesday?
Wednesdays,
Like,
man.
he's just. You're paying this guy to be on the main roster, and you're gonna have him be. I don't know. Yeah, I would love it too, man. But you could still do that when they come up to
I
the
don't
main
think there's
roster,
any
which is
coming up
inevitable.
anymore,
I could
my
see
friend.
the.
I don't think there is.
Yeah, yes, there will be.
I
Undisputed
think
Era
there'll
will be on the main roster by
drafts and
after
stuff, but I don't think there's
WrestleMania.
going to be a call up. I don't think they're going to call it that anymore. I think it's going to be they got drafted from yellow to blue or red to blue or red to yellow.
We'll have to see. The roster will have to shake up a little bit because the roster on NXT definitely looks like development talent and people that are coming up and honing their craft and cutting their teeth. So you need some actual main roster superstars. I mean, you have Brazango, but we'll have to see. Could be interesting to see, but I don't know. Kevin Owens is making big money, and I'm pretty sure they'll keep him on the main roster. There's no point in having Shane around, and I think people will be pretty upset if he does stick around. So I fully expect to see Shane lose this match.
Justin in the chat is asking if we've seen the Universal title, the Fiend version. I got to see it. Did you see it online? Yeah,
I did
looks
see
pretty
it, yeah.
damn awesome.
Yeah. It's not made out of hemp.
Well put. All right, let's talk some AEW before we wrap things up. Let me just take a look at my notes here. Road to TNT this week announced the official name, Wednesday night's TV show. Everybody knows it's Dynamite.
TNT Dynamite. Kaboom.
Yeah, I like it. A lot of people are shit-talking it, but I like it. I think it's a nice throwback. But the big news today, it broke earlier. ITV in the UK will only be airing AEW Dynamite on Sunday mornings at 8:20 a.m. There is literally no plan to... Well, no, there is a plan, but there's no channel in Canada for AEW. No one's fucking talking about us. You know what I mean?
Tony Khan jumped in about UK today. He's like, no, guys, Fight TV, yada, yada, yada.
You can watch it through Fight TV as well. See, the thing is, people, it's very easy. Just pirate your content.
Oh, God.
Dude,
This guy's
I
getting
don't
arrested.
give a shit. Look, big fucking companies like this don't need, it's not like you're fucking over the little guy. If somebody accidentally puts an extra, I don't know, you're buying something at Walmart and they don't count the whole thing in your cart, you're not going to tell them, hey, you missed one. At a small shop, you might say, hey, I like you guys, I want to support you, you missed this, scan it up. I feel the same way when it comes to WWE and already AEW. So if I'm going to steal their shit, yeah, I'm going to steal their shit. They don't offer it to me in Canada. I can't pay cable to have it. So I'm going to take it.
Where's that salt shaker soundbite? Because I think I want to press that right now. Salty
I made a
J-Bomb.
decision to never fucking pay for cable 3 years ago. It's worked out well.
Dude, it's so
Yeah,
expensive
that's
here
what
in
people
Quebec,
don't
too.
understand. It's not only Quebec, it's all of Canada. It is literally like $115 to get, especially in Quebec, you're getting maybe 10 or 15 English channels, and then on top of that, maybe 4 or 5 premium channels. And then they make you pay $5 or $6 a channel. Like when you say USA Network, we'll get Fox, CBS, NBC, but if you want USA, like the equivalent of USA in Canada, $5.99. If you want, what's that shit that Walking Dead was on? AMC.
AMC?
$9. HBO's $15.
WWE Network, too.
Network's $20.
And our network sucks. We don't even have all the
only
content
have
you
the one
guys
channel.
have,
We
in
don't
the
have any
US.
of the,
Yeah.
archives. Nothing.
Archives.
Can't go back and watch.
Yeah. You can log on the website and stuff, but then each time you use it, you got to log back. It's just so...
Yeah,
Yeah.
Justin's giving
Le
me shit.
poo-poo.
He just says you could legally pay $5 a month for Fight's deal and sleep at night. No, I sleep at night fine.
I sleep at night fine, too. I don't want to get arrested because of this mofo, but, until then, I'm sleeping fine at night.
He also says that he heard it's supposed to be on TSN. I heard Sportsnet eventually will pick it up, or one of those guys, but until they do, not really. I will continue to pirate. I mean, for Christ's sakes, it's part of who I am. I support people.
He's a pirate.
Just not all people.
He traded in his
That's
liver
right.
for a peg leg.
So, anyways, let's talk about TNT, the road to. On this week's episode, we got a little bit.
What if they change networks? Dynamite, TNT Dynamite won't
it's
work.
Not TNT Dynamite. It's AEW Dynamite.
But it so works so well, TNT Dynamite. That's got to be a factor in. That must have been a deciding factor. But if they ever end up going to a bigger net, well, TNT's good. But if they ever change networks,
it's all fire related. So this week on the road to TNT, we got a little bit more of a backstory to Brandon Cutler. We found out that he's been friends with the Young Bucks since they were 12. Backyard wrestled with the guy, lived in the Rancho Cucamonga area with them, so it's very cool. And the fact that he's facing off against MJF, I don't know if he was in the Battle Royal. I don't remember him being in there. I'm not sure, but it's definitely his first one-on-one match in AEW. And his journey seems cool. His wife made the ring attire. Yeah, so
costume designer, right?
Cool.
Yeah,
and it's perfect that he's fighting MJF because he gets bullied by MJF and all that shit.
And MJF got the big loss.
He's got a what?
He's gonna lose. There's no way this guy's gonna lose his first match.
Yes.
No.
I think he will. But anyways, he claimed MJF claims that he's the Young Bucks' favor, and Brandon Cutler claims that he's Cody Rhodes' favor. So there's at least more backstory to this match. I feel like this card is stacked like a pay-per-view.
Yeah. It's a lot to look forward to. It's a dilemma. What do I watch? Do I watch NXT? Do I watch AEW? I'm going to try to pull off both somehow, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, it's going to have that pay-per-view feel, definitely. And I feel like NXT didn't have that this week. Actually, didn't. Well, yeah, because you have your pay-per-view matches.
This is big.
Right? They're going big.
This is like, if there was not a war, fuck you. Anybody who claims there's no war, there's a fucking huge war.
This guy's on tonight, eh? He's just like throwing shit at the world.
I had a tough week on Twitter, I'm not going to lie. Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara. I honestly think Sammy Guevara is going to win this match. I feel like I really do.
No, not if Cody's going up against Jericho. There's no way he's going to pick up a loss. And how do these win-losses even like factor in? Tony Schiavone was talking about it on the show, and the thing you sent me. He's like, oh, he's got a draw, he's got a loss, and he's got a win. Well, if wins and losses matter, why is he challenging for the championship? I don't understand. These numbers aren't making sense to me.
The fact that they aren't making sense, people are already pointing out that they're not making sense. We talked about this and how AEW might have backed themselves into a corner with the win-loss records. But if he suffers a loss to Guevara, which could be good, I think it's the only way to do this. Come on, Sammy Guevara's debuting, man. Let's go opening match.
Okay. Yes, but then maybe Jericho's going to come down and like give him a look and then like distract him or something like that. It's going to be something like that. It's not going to be a clean loss.
I honestly think that,
which goes to the WWE booking. That would be a WWE booking style.
We got. I don't think they're going to do that. I think that we have until November until Full Gear. So that means that Cody Rhodes can improve his record from now until then. And I think Jericho and I think not fans, but the storyline should be.
Doesn't matter if you prove your record after you've gotten the title shot already. No, it's like he's gotten the title shot already.
But they've mentioned that it is set, but can change, subject to change depending on Cody's record going forward. So I do think he's going to suffer a loss to Sammy, and I think there's going to be this journey of Cody redeeming his record to get to Jericho.
Okay.
You son of a bitch.
I don't know. We'll see. I'm just so used to WWE booking, I'm not expecting that much.
I called you a bitch to try and get some heat.
No, it sounds like you're the one who's throwing salt tonight, man. You're angry in so many ways. It must be that liver.
Maybe it's because I haven't had a beer. You know?
Oh, it could be it. Actually, he sees me here sipping, and it's like, fuck.
Is it? Looks like a new can, yeah.
Yeah, it's a new can, yeah.
It's blue.
Yeah.
Weird.
I want to ask you, the Kenny Omega promo, right, where he's ripping apart NXT talent, and then we had Dominic replied to him, and then he called Dominic dickhead, and a new promo this past week. a lot of people are being really insulted or really upset about this because Seth Rollins did something similar and the AEW fans chewed him apart and now they're defending Kenny Omega. What's your standpoint on it? What do you think? Do you enjoy it? You made the little face there. It was funny because it looked pretty accurate.
Obviously, I love it. The best part about it is that it's technically quote unquote off screen. That he was like, the whole setup was that the camera stopped rolling and he was supposed to be talking candidly. And the big difference is that Cody does it in character. Seth Rollins didn't do it in character. But I don't want to talk about the toxicity that is on Twitter these days because this is part of my anger today is that I think what Seth Rollins did online was totally fine. It didn't even faze me. I thought it was pretty funny. I mean, it was a low shot, an easy shot, a cheap shot to draw himself some heat. And I don't care. The stuff that Kenny Omega is doing is fucking gold.
I don't care about any of it.
Well,
I
just think that this is his shtick. And I think he's slightly turning heel.
His acting is terrible too. You
so
totally
good.
see through it, right? And everybody's. I find when you send me those things like Road to the whatever and
Being the Elite is
Being the
bad.
Elite, like all their acting is so bad. Cody Rhodes is pretty good. He knows how to act. He's gone to the WWE. He's learned his shit. But I don't know. I just find like when it comes to Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega is such a nice guy too. So it's just like
It's a word.
when I see him do this,
Yeah.
that's it. He's just being trolly and it's funny. So I really don't care, man. Like if anything, NXT talent get pissed off and get good and get better and put AEW in their place. AEW do the same thing. Bring the best out of each other, man. Who cares, man? There's lots of double standards
seems like
going around.
Omega is turning into a heel within AEW. That big poster was his PWI cover, which was awesome. That whole room was kind of trolly. The whole segment was really good. He's been kind of losing his mind over the last few Being the Elite episodes and talking shit where they don't want to air it, but he says, fuck you, I'm airing it anyways. I just think it's perfect, man.
But here's the thing now. He's taking on Jericho and probably LAX. I mean, team up with the Young Bucks, but is it like a heel team versus a heel
I don't know.
team?
Smart to Death was tweeting it out.
Because the young Bucks are kind of like they're heely
Young
too.
Bucks have been faces in AEW, I think, because the Lucha Bros have been the heels in that feud. But Smart to Death brought it up, and he's thinking that there's some hints, and I'd like to see it of something happening in that 6-man, and everybody kind of going after the Bucks, and Omega and Jericho kind of working together going forward, being Alpha Omega, and I think that'd be fucking awesome. And I could see, I could see Omega kind of being like, I'm the lowest end of the EVPs. Everything's about Cody and the Young Bucks, and maybe he just goes inside of Jericho, but heel Omega is, I prefer it.
We'll see. I haven't seen too much of him. He hasn't been doing pretty good with his win-loss records, though.
He's so good.
Yeah, his matches have been amazing. So we'll see. And we're getting Pac versus Hangman as well too next week. We didn't know. Yeah, we didn't know when that match was going to happen, but it's going to happen next week. So that's going to be one that's pretty cool to check out. And that was rumored to be the match that sent Pac out of AEW to begin with. So maybe after picking up a big win over Kenny Omega, they convince him, "Hey, you'll get a win over Kenny if you job out to Paige." That's my guess.
Pick Paige on this as well. I mean, Paige needs the win. Pac's win over.
Pac's so much better than Paige. I'm sorry, guys, if you're going to come at me.
Coming after you for that. I think everybody respects the Pac. The Neville. What's his name? Adrian. Hi, Adrian.
Adrian.
I'm Adrian Neville. I just moved in down the street.
Cape, so I left.
I'm Adrian Neville. Leviosa.
Should we keep going? Or? I can't laugh, man. I'm still sick. But let's wrap things up with Nyla Rose versus Riho. It's the inaugural Women's World Championship match. God, can this card get any more exciting? I'm very stoked for this. I've been really enjoying getting to know Riho a bit more on these road twos. She is cute as hell. Her story is very interesting. And sidestep, go to Nyla. Her story is super interesting as well. I did notice it was the first time they mentioned that she was trans. I think it's the first time that she mentioned she was trans on one of these kind of clips. She also sent out a tweet this week. I don't really want to spend too much time on it because, whatever, people slip up. It It was dumb.
It was
but
dumb. It was dumb. She's got a bad filter in her mouth, though.
Yeah.
She's done this a lot. I see her a lot of time
But
tweeting
I
to
don't
people and
care.
saying
Like, to
stupid
me,
shit.
It was a tit for tat thing, and I know that you're supposed to take the high road. Really, I have said the worst fucking shit in my life.
Yeah, I know, but you don't work for the WWE. You don't work for AEW. You got to be a bit smarter than that. And you know what, though? I won't blame it so much on her. I also blame it on the AEW for not talking to them beforehand, or maybe they have. Be like, dude, be careful what you say on social media. If you say stupid shit, you will lose your job. Not that she should. I think it was, it was very tasteless. It was very,
From a professional standpoint,
little too much, a little bit too much.
It was super unprofessional. From being butthurt about words being written, everybody needs to chill the fuck out. That's all I could say. People say horrible shit.
Yeah.
Yes, it was on Twitter. Yes, she's a professional. She should be above that. That I will agree with. But, dude, come on. When you're pissed off, like, shit happens. I've seen people who love their animals smack an animal if it spills water and it goes on their computer.
This is why he doesn't own a dog anymore, by
I
the
don't
way.
own a dog because I don't like animals. And I know that. But I mean, like, it happens, man. Anger will push you in a weird way, and I don't think you should be judged on it. The only thing you could be judged here.
That is a terrible thing to say. Anger can drive you to do things, and you shouldn't be judged upon that.
Or actually physically beat the shit out of somebody. But if somebody's, like, in your face and, like, fuck you, and you fucking cuss them out back, in the moment, I mean, people
yes, I agree. I 100% agree with you, but
fucking comment.
I know, but there's certain things that you can say that can push the limit. Like, oh, I hate you. Now I'm gonna your children,
okay, but
or
if you
that's
got
you
really
don't
mad,
go there, man.
And you were like, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of your kids. I'm obviously gonna be like,
That's
I'm obviously gonna be
pretty
like,
bad.
wow, that was pretty low, man. But I'm not gonna think that you actually want to beat up kids in the world. That's what
No,
I'm getting.
I know. And I agree with you. I think people get butthurt over things too easily. It's the reason why I've been lower key and not on social media as much. I'm spending more time on my actual social media. But yes, I do have to agree. But I have to think, though, is this going to have any impact in the direction of this championship match? Because I don't know. It probably won't change their mind so much. But I will say, after watching that video package you showed me with Riho, Kenny Omega pushing her to the moon, how high they seem to be on her, I'm not entirely convinced Nyla Rose may win this match anymore.
You had Nyla Rose going in this because you didn't think it was believable. I just think that Riho is their girl. It's their way to get Joshi over, and Nyla Rose doesn't need it. Nyla Rose is a
she'll win. She'll win multi times.
Who was I listening to? I don't remember who it was. So if I'm not crediting you with this thought, I'm sorry, but big guys don't need titles. Big women don't need titles. Nia Jax as a champion was stupid. Nyla Rose as a champion would be stupid because who the fuck is going to beat them? Okay? It's dumb. Brock Lesnar was the only one to me that made sense because he was an athlete before he was a monster. You know what I mean? But Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, nobody should be able to beat Braun Strowman. It's just, he's a monster.
Well, if you give him like
That's
5
dumb
curb
too.
stomps. It's this thing now, eh? He
know,
gives
he
them
did
like
Bray
multiple
Wyatt,
curb
yeah,
stomps.
yeah.
We saw that with Bray Wyatt. Yeah, he gave like Bray Wyatt like 5 or 6 of them, and Bray still gets up. And then it's just like, ah!
Fuck you making me laugh.
You see that? You see that shot though? He's in the corner and like Bray's in his face after he attacks Braun, and Seth's fine. He hasn't been injured, hasn't been attacked, and he's just paralyzed in fear. And it's like, are you kidding me, man? And then people getting butthurt because Dana Brooke posted a Snapchat of Bray Wyatt. Who cares?
Yeah, it's silly. I mean, it wasn't the greatest snapshot. I'll agree with that. He looked like a moron standing there, but
at the same time, like, she's dumb because she's starting to get TV time, and then she goes out and does something like that, and it's like, come on, man, what are you thinking?
What? The thing is, she probably doesn't have a shitload of followers in her Snapchat. Like, obviously, she has more than a regular.
No, Snapchat doesn't matter,
away,
though.
Right? Some crazy fucking butthurt, crazy fan posted all over social media, and they pointed the finger at it when it probably would have been just something that was forgotten in 24 hours.
I think it's fun, man. I love that behind the scene stuff, and we've talked about it before. Total Divas and those kind of shows. We love seeing the backstage interactions, And I don't mind seeing that. Like, one day you'll see Bray Wyatt go to WrestleMania, he'll win or whatever, and then you'll see the story about him being the Fiend and he'll be out of character and we'll love it. I mean, like, I don't know, man. It doesn't make him. We're all human, man.
Much of a boss on her Chronicle, right?
Yeah. I only watched a little bit of it, so But and people are throwing shit at her too because she tweeted out this week, "I need a vacation." That was hilarious, right? Yeah. But then, did you see Asuka? She's like, "I need to drive a truck," because guys, you don't know, if you're not following Asuka, she has a YouTube channel now. She started up using her real name. Oh, well, using Kana. And that's smart because then when she uses WWE, she has this channel. The WWE can't take ownership over it, and she has a bunch of gaming on there. Really fun to watch.
It is not fun.
But she said, like, basically replied back to
her playing Mario was fun. Listening to her play songs on the recorder was fucking painful. Okay, yeah. Right.
That was terrible. Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah. I agree with you. That was pretty bad. But I don't want to watch her playing songs on the recorder. I want to watch her play video games. Right?
She's cute.
She's really cool. Everyone loves her, right? I think that's a big reason why people are jumping onto her defense, because she said, "I need a vacation," which I thought was amazing. And then Asuka's like, "I need to drive a truck," because she's been doing like a driving simulator and like driving around and like crashing, and it's hilarious to watch her. And then Sasha says, "Go back to Japan."
I like that. It's trolly. It works.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, man. I know for a fact Sasha loves Asuka and respects her, so like. She's really playing her character here, and she's trolling it. And basically, you guys are going after her right now as well too because of it. Because Asuka's so so adorable. And anyways, guys, fucking grow up. That's what I'm trying to say. Grow up.
Back to the Nyla Rose thing. Obviously, what she did was not in good taste. It was very unprofessional. However, I don't think she should be judged as somebody who condones pedophilia. Like, let's come on, guys.
I don't think anybody condones it, right?
I don't even think pedophiles condone it, but I don't want to get into this. I definitely don't want to end the episode.
Yeah. I know. I've already gotten my foot in my mouth in previous episodes talking about Sasha Banks' butt and stuff, so I'm taking a step back from this one.
Well, guys, we made it through. There was a lot of shit to cover. We did skip over a lot of stuff. We usually get a little bit more in depth with our SmackDown and Raw discussion. However, given the week we're going to have next week, I hope you understand. For those of you who were watching the chat, about half an hour in, we had a catastrophe. You should have heard me. I almost should release it because it's so funny, my reaction. I had no idea what to do. But we will be back next Wednesday covering everything that's happened from now till then. And then that Sunday, October 6th, we will be covering Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a
Live
Cell.
on Full Press Radio. Dez will be there. I'll be there. And then following the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, we'll jump back onto YouTube, talk about it, what we thought of the pay-per-view, grade it, do all those fun things. Yeah, Justin says that was definitely Patreon exclusive content. So yeah, I'll release the full audio on Patreon if you guys want to hear behind the scenes. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. You know where to follow us: Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. Become a Patreon like Evan Gomez, Smart to Death. Join the Mean Tweet Posse. Des, is there anything you want to throw in before we wrap up?
No, man, I think we covered a lot tonight, and there's gonna be so much to talk about next week, guys. We got AEW, NXT. We'll be talking about the season premiere of Raw as well, too, guys. Lots of cool shit going on. And we'll be heading into our live show, like J-Bomb said, on Full Press. So, guys, make sure to check it out. We'll be tweeting out the deets, and you guys can call in, be part of the action. And until next time, guys, have an excellent Happy Rusev
Day. Have a good
day.
night. Thanks to the guys in the chat. Thanks for the fact checkers. We'll be back with you. Have a good one.